Hello and welcome everyone to Women's Speakers Association's WSA TV premiere show. I'm Laura Rubenstein, your host and producer of WSA TV's premiere show. I am super excited. As you can see, our topic today is women rising. And as a digital media and marketing strategist in the world, I see a lot of things happening out there. There's a lot of oppression still, but we have two women here today who can really support you in rising up from any oppression you feel, from any place that you don't feel you're expressing your full potential. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and invite people on. And Misako, I'd love for you to say hello.
Hi everyone, my name is Misako Yoke. I'm originally from Japan and now living in the West Coast, Washington State, 2 hours drive from Seattle. And I can be found in my website, genkihabits.com. It's GAGENKI habits, HABITS.com. Genki means enthusiastic, energetic, and lively. That's me.
Wonderful. You are definitely enthusiastic and lively and so happy to have you. And welcome, Lisa.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Liza Pavlakos and currently I'm in Melbourne, Australia. I'm originally from Malaysia, but residing in Australia in Melbourne, and it's cold this morning here. You can find me on my website, www.lizapavlakos.com, or better still, why don't you jump on YouTube and you get to watch some of my videos on YouTube that you might enjoy.
Beautiful. We'll definitely have the links to both of your websites in the notes here today and on YouTube. And, you know, today, both of you women have stories. You have experiences of rising from your cultural or situational circumstances that have been less than positive, but you've made something of it and now you're contributing back. So I'd like you to offer some advice. Like if someone is not feeling they're reaching their full potential, or they're being thwarted from it in some way, shape, or form, whether it's physical abuse or mental or their own self-sabotaging patterns, I'd love for some advice. So Misako, why don't you address that first?
Thank you, Laura. My advice for you is just remember, when you speak to your best friend, do you speak as you do it to yourself? No, I don't think so. You are more compassionate and you are more encouraging, and don't make them slack off too much because you love them. But when we come to ourselves, we are just so mean to ourselves. Just remember, you are the person when you are talking to your best friend. That's what my advice to you. That's just very, very helpful.
Yeah, so many people are so hard on themselves, and that may be because of the way they were trained or brought up, you know, and they saw that modeled. Could you give one example of what that would look like if they were actually kind to themselves and nice to themselves in a circumstance?
I'd be happy to. Yes, I bring up my example. I'm very, very mean to myself. I don't want to be my friend if that was the person. So when I speak to myself, oh, you cannot do this, and oh, what are you thinking? Are you crazy? When I hear the voice, I stop myself. Wait, it made my habit. Wait, and when I hear the habit, I can start thinking about what's so okay. The situation is not happy. So what am I going to do about it? Because we cannot get out from ourselves. When we are constantly fighting, we cannot take care of other people because we are too busy about being in a laundry machine. Just saying wait is a cue to bring myself up from the wet laundry to go to the dryer or under the sun. Just wait. That's what we do. I cannot perform 100% if I care about myself. What are you doing? And then my brain is separated, fighting and fighting back. And it's not going to end because we have exactly the same ability and potentials. It's just a fight is nothing.
So stop fighting ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, and start accepting ourselves and being kind to ourselves and
right.
recognizing we have good intentions. That's brilliant. Thank you. So Lisa, I know you have some advice as well that you could offer for women who want to rise up. Want to
Yes,
share?
Misako, I think that that point of patience with yourself, I think, is really important. I think that's a valid point. I think it's really important to understand that globally, all around the world, people sometimes don't know how to handle oppression, abuse, domestic violence, and so a lot of families like to sweep what's happened under the carpet because they don't know how to deal with it themselves. Because if they have to deal with the abuse that you're going through, it means that they have to deal with the abuse that they're going through. And so what they like to do is just make it as if they don't know anything that's happening and they don't want you talking about it. The most important thing, I think, is for you to speak up and speak out. I think it's important to bring out your voice, and I think it's very important for you not to be ashamed of what's happened. So the starting point is to be honest with yourself with what's happened and look at the adversity as a triumph in your life, something that you've overcome, the strength and the resilience that you've got from it, and move forward from that.
Brilliant. Both of you have been through different traumas and situations that have helped you do exactly what you just said, Lisa, is bring your voice out, not be ashamed of it, and use it as your triumph. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about what you do, who you serve, what you're passionate about doing, um, and what you actually, the impact you're dedicated to making. So Misako, if you could share that with us.
Thank you, Laura. I love working with ladies with in her life's transition. As women, we go through so many different stages of lives, and getting married and divorced, I've been there, and getting new job, I've been there, and getting fired, yes, I've been there. And every stage to we need to have some supporter, because sometimes distance is needed to see things clearly. And that's what I wanted to be there for them. And when I listen to their stories, I can see their sparks in there, but sometimes I can see they're fighting between their voice, true voice, and their adapted voice. Because of my culture, I can see that we are full of should. We should do this. We shouldn't do this. And it's always fighting. When I listen to their stories, I can sense the true voice. And when I ask them, so what about your something you're doing this? And they got spark, and I cannot catch up with them. The transformation is so fast and bright. Sometimes I get blinded, and I love it so much.
Great story. And I love that you are so passionate about helping women who are trying to find out what's inside of them. And, they may not think that consciously, but, we all have gems. And I think, Lisa, you would probably agree with that, inside of us, waiting to be seen. So Lisa, tell us a little bit about your experience, your life, who you work with, what you do with them now.
Okay, so I'll try and be really quick about my life, just so people can get an understanding of why I'm so passionate about what I do. At the age of 6, I was sexually abused by my uncle. At the age of 15, I became addicted to wanting to take my life, suicide attempts. At the age of 16, I ran away from home. 17, officially I was homeless. 18, I fell in love with a man, and from domestic violence, I had the right-hand side of my face reconstructed. At 20, I tried to pick up my life and put myself into school, but at 20, walking home from school, I was abducted and almost murdered. My story came in the Australian press. At 21, I had a baby born from rape. At 22, I became a self-made entrepreneur because I had to feed my child and make something out of myself, for his sake at least. And then went on to become a drug addict as well as a single parent. I kicked off that drug habit and ended up becoming a self-made entrepreneur, and I opened up a few businesses, successful businesses. But every time a woman got murdered in the streets of Melbourne or overseas, or a child was kidnapped or sexually abused, I felt that I wasn't living my purpose. So I felt that because I understood what it was like to have these things happen to me, I decided to become a speaker. And oh my goodness, being a speaker in this world of speaking is like huge. You don't know where to start. You don't know how to go about it. But by God's grace, I can say that it's been really successful. So far, I've done a I've done a commercial for Qatar Airways, being their face for philanthropy for a route from Melbourne to New York, and that was a lot of fun because I spoke at the WIN Summit in New York, spoken in Africa, I speak in correctional centers around the world. Speaking is my everything, but my main job. I'm a mom with 5 children, and so that I can't take that away. That's number one, my gig. After that comes speaking.
Beautiful. Thank you for the mission and the message to empower women, both of you. You put your heart and soul into this. You let your life's experiences channeled them into helping women worldwide. It's huge. And for any woman listening, and I know we have several here today, Catherine and Tanya and Deb are here really cheering you on and really grateful for your work here on the planet. It's meaningful. That's what we do here at Women Speakers Association. We share stories, we share resources, we help each other rise up. And what a great combination two of you are. What resources you are in the world. We've put your websites on this live stream. We'll put it in the notes in the other places we post this video. So thank you. One of the things I do, we're here because of Women Speakers Association on this show. I'd like to hear a little bit from you each about your why Women Speakers Association, what value you've seen from being a part of it. And Misako, maybe you could share first.
Thank you, Laura. That was just a lucky day for me. I was roaming around the internet and I felt being a speaker and being a writer, you work a lot alone. So I need somebody to keep me accountable, even though I'm an accountable coach, but I need to be watched. And I need to be in somewhere I can be me. I'm sometimes over enthusiastic and often I feel awkward, but Women Speakers Association people just welcome me with open arms and just fell in love with it. So I can be more about myself.
Wonderful. And that's what we're about, is helping you bring out more of who you are into the world and supporting that message. And it's great. You walk the talk. You're an accountability coach and you put yourself in a place where you can be accountable to succeeding in speaking. So brilliant. Thank you. And Lisa, how did you find Women Speakers Association? Why did you join and what value you're receiving?
I found Women Speakers Association through eSpeakers. And I think the reason why I joined is because like we all have unique stories. Women Speakers Association is a network where we all have our unique stories, whether it's through our adversity, whether it's through our coaching, speaking engagements, and it's a really good one-stop shop where we can all work together and share stories like we have today to empower each other and to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. So I love Women Speakers Association because it's a wonderful network of women working together to help each other.
And to help each other rise up. And that's what today's show is about. You both are both great models of that. And you both help people do that through your speaking, through your coaching, by being who you are, given your circumstances, and taking away other people's excuses for not being who they are. Thank you for standing up and rising yourselves. Everybody should be cheering. If you're on Facebook, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Be back on another episode next week for Women Speakers Association. And also, I wanted to just do a little planting of a seed here. On the 20th of December, we have our celebration, our Women Speakers Association celebration. We have premier members who will be joining us to share their wins for the year, and we'll celebrate all of our successes. And you can join us here at the Women Speakers Association's Facebook page. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.